They're symbols, but what are they called? They have a specific name that we're looking for. Yes. Second close, it's petroglyphs. So these were done about 10,000 to 1,000 years ago, so they're really old. So we don't want to climb on these rocks, we don't want to touch these rocks, we don't want to lean on them. So the oils in our skin can get on this rock and can rub off the patina, which is this dark color, and then they won't be here anymore. So what's on this rock over here?
Petroglyph.
Yeah. Letters, but is this a good or a bad drawing?
Bad.
This is bad. So this is considered vandalism, so we don't want to see this happen. So it's illegal to carve your name or initials or anything into a rock within an archaeological site. So we don't want to do that. And this site is sacred, so it takes away from that feeling when you're here. So we don't want to do that.
What's vandalism?
So vandalism is when you do something to deface something within somebody else's property. And this is public land, so this is everybody's property. Some people have put like their names or a drawing over the top of a petroglyph panel, and then we can't study those panels anymore because you've written over the top of them. So we don't want to see that happen. Yeah. Okay, before we get more questions, let's go around to the other side. We don't want to go under these rocks or stick our hands in rocks or stick our hands in places we can't see because rattlesnakes and scorpions and things live out here that bite. That can kill us. So let's not do that. But you can look at it. Okay guys, what are we going to study here today?
Agriculture.
Close, but no.
Archaeology or something.
Yeah, you're really close.
You're very close.
Archaeology. I don't know.
It's hard to say. Archaeology.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to study. So does anybody know exactly what that is?
It's like.
So it's a science. So what's it the study of? Yes, the house of.
Looking like what they did.
So it's the study of how people used a certain place. So how people use this place in particular. So we want to look at how people lived on the landscape, what they did with it, and how they changed it. And we'll be able to see that here. You guys ever been to a museum?
Yeah. Not really. Yeah.
So what do you do in a museum?
You look at like old stuff that's kind of been passed down.
Yeah. So we're going to do that out here too. So we're going to look at stuff that people used and created 10,000 years ago, because that's how long ago people were living in this site. So we're going to look at that and see how people lived here. Because this is a village site, so people lived here 10,000 years ago.
Like they made little houses.
They didn't make houses out of this, but we'll see some houses. So if you find an artifact on the ground, what are you going to do with it?
Leave it there.
Yeah, but you can pick it up and look at it and show everybody so you can learn from it. But just leave it there. Does that work?
Let's stick or a rock.
Well,
Or a rock in a
let's just leave everything in place for here. Just to be safe. Okay? Yes, it's extremely sharp. So this outer letter is called cortex. This is what we call it. And so this is what an arrowhead starts out as. So you take this piece after you found it on the ground, and you take a hammerstone and you break it down. Eventually you get to something like this. So see how much material you lose? You get down to something like this. This is considered a blank, so you can create just about anything. And is this easier to carry than this? So then this is what they would stick in their pouch or whatever they're carrying stuff in and take it with them. And this is stuff that they would trade the coastal people for shells and stuff like that, because they didn't have obsidian on the coast. So you get to this, and then you could either go down to this, which this can be a scraper, so this is what you could scrape a hide or cut stuff up with. And then you could create a spear point, or an atlatl dart point, or you could create a knife, and this is the tip of a knife. Okay, we can pass these around. So these are actual arrowheads, they're real. They're about 5,000 years old that they've made. So the antler is used in place of a hammerstone. So this is when you get down to this size material and you want to really be careful about how you're shaping, you use an antler to crush your flake. So what do you use arrowheads and dart points for?
To hunt.
Yeah, so you'd hunt with them. What else could you do? Yes.
Make tools out of them.
Yeah, you can make tools. What would you use the tools for though?
Making houses.
Yeah, you can cut materials.
Like wood cutting, or like getting stone.
Okay, page 11 in your books. You just answered your first question. Why is that useful?
to tie them, to tie like the string around them?
Yeah, that's so you can tie it to your arrow shaft or your atlatl shaft or your spear shaft. So that's how you. And then what would you use as string? Because they don't have string. They can't go to the store and buy string. So what do they use?
Like sticks or long leaves.
I guess you could use like tules or something, I guess. But usually they use sinew, which is the tendons in animals' legs. So when you kill your deer to eat it, you can use the sinew out of that, which is pretty cool. Okay, did you answer your second question? It's a pretty easy one.
Obsidian.
Yeah, it's obsidian.
That's how you spell it?
Yep. Do you guys know what chert is? So chert is a rock like this. So it's real shiny and smooth like this, but it's a sedimentary rock instead of a volcanic rock. So it's made by many layers of soil getting pressed together into rock, and it comes in many different colors, so they can use that to make points too. Okay, what are you sitting in? What, you're sitting on dirt, yes, but what is this? Not a teepee, something else, but this was a house. So this is called a house ring. So there's a ring of rocks around this.
I'm sitting right next to the door.
Yeah, the door's down there. So we all walked in the door. Well, most of us walked in the door.
Probably did. Yeah, I did.
Did you? Okay, so you went through the door.
I
Okay.
thought you.
So why is the door facing east? What happens in the east every day?
The sun.
Yep, sun comes up. So they want to catch the morning light in the sun. Morning light in the morning from the sun. So how many people do you think could live in here?
2.
About 4, yeah. About 4 people could live in here. So this is where they would sleep. So you can lay down if you want and see how many people you can fit in here. But that might be a little challenging. So what is the point of the rocks that you're kind of sitting on?
To make a base.
Yeah, so that's your foundation of your house. So they take those.
Rocks and pillars.
Take a couple pictures of that. They had hides from animals, it would be a lot softer. Yeah.
But
So
this rock isn't very comfortable, especially the one that's right under my back.
yeah, exactly. So you take the rocks, you make a circle with it, so that's your foundation, and you could take reeds and tules and willow branches and make your house up. So it looked like that. So that's called a tony. That's what they used to have. Teepees are more south, or not south, but the plains tribes would have teepees because they had big buffalo hides and stuff that they could make them out of. So, they're part of the rock. So, those 2 rocks right there have petroglyphs on them. They're really hard to see. This one has petroglyphs on it. That one over there does. And then there's one big flat rock up there that has petroglyphs on them. So go look at all the different petroglyphs.
Don't touch.
Yeah, don't touch or climb on them. So you guys can climb on that rock. That's a safe rock to be on. And you can draw your petroglyphs. Feel this right here. Nope, you gotta feel up here. Because this feels differently than over there. Yeah. Really quick. So how did humans form it?
Obsidian, granite.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it out of this rock. So how did humans form this? What did they do to cause this? So this is their kitchen, so that might help. How'd they do this?
They like when they made clay.
Good try, but no. Anybody else got an idea?
They had this little they had what they wanted to eat for dinner, and they just grind the food.
Yeah, so this is called a grinding slick. So then this whole feature is called a threshing floor. So on the grinding slick, they go out and collect seeds. Like, see this grass right here? So it's kind of what they would collect seeds off of. They're very small seeds. You get a bunch of them together and you put it right here, and then you take a small handstone and you grind it into a flour, and then you could cook it into food. So, yes, we do get to do that. So this rock is where they used to do it about 10,000 years ago. So you're sitting in their kitchen. So what are these rocks lined up around here for? What's the purpose of this? What would they keep from happening? Yeah, I guess that could work. What else?
Could have like
Think about your kitchen. What do you need in a kitchen?
a wall.
Walls, but you don't really use the walls to do anything with. What else do you need in a kitchen?
But this is kind of on the walls thing. So what's the wall thing for? Yeah, this is their counter.
I'm sitting on it.
So do you want the wind to blow the seeds away?
Oh.
No. So you put the rocks up and it's kind of a windbreak for you. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So how would this be different to cook your food this way than the way you do it now?
I know, because you have a blender now.
Mm-hmm.
You put the, and you really don't eat seeds.
You can smash them with a hammer.
Not necessarily. We do still eat a lot of seeds. So what do we have that they don't have?
Technology.
Oh yes. So what kind of technology?
Blenders, ovens.
Yeah, so they don't have any of that. So they got to use the rocks and fire to do that stuff. And they could take clay pots and cook with those. But they don't have any of the stuff we have. So would it be a lot harder to make their food than it is for us? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Page 14, perhaps? I want to say it is? Yeah. So what's on that big flat rock?
Holes.
Okay.
Wait.
What are those holes like? What did they do with those?
They put their food in there?
Yeah, so all the lighter colored areas are milling slicks or grinding slicks.
But how
So that's
come
where they
get-
grind seeds, and then the holes, they use a bigger rock and they grind down into it, and it eventually create a bowl in the rock. So it takes a lot of time, but they'd be able to do it.
Do they store food in there and then cover it up?
No, they not necessarily. It was just for grinding. Yeah,
How do they get like from here to down there?
you can climb up it, I guess.
You could
Let's
just
not try it. Stay
I'm
on
just
this rock.
looking.
So see the big stalks coming out of that grass? So you kind of see the little bumps on the end of it? So that's kind of like the plants that they would collect seeds from. So they're very, very tiny little seeds. So we're going to go grind up flaxseed and you guys can eat this. So you can make kind of a yellowish flour out of it. It's kind of an oily flour.
Like this?
Yeah.
You
like
guys
that.
got the good ones. What?
Me too.
And you can try it when they're whole seeds and when they're a flour too.
Where's the rock that you
Tastes a
use?
little different.
Well,
They
like
wouldn't
this.
find it, they just find a rock that's the right size and then they grind it and eventually it becomes that smooth. But once it became really smooth like that, it wouldn't grind very well, so they'd have to take another sharper rock and resharpen that one by pecking holes into it so it'd grind it down again.
Yeah.
What's this?
Arrow.
Bow.
This is a bow. What's this?
Arrow.
Atlatl.
Isn't that atlatl? So which came first in technology?
Atlatl.
Yes. So how old is the atlatl?
Like thousands of years.
How many? Give me a number.
600 years.
No.
1,000.
2,000.
10,000 years old. So this technology was developed 10,000 years ago. So have you guys ever used to chuck it, throw a tennis ball?
No.
Well, how many of you did I have at the Lone Pine Science Camp? Just 2 of you?
Mhm.
3? Okay.
I
So you guys have thrown these.
3. Can I try it? I got 2.
Yeah, you guys all get to throw.
Yay.
So what does this do for you? Can you throw the the dart farther with this than you can with your hands?
You go like that, and the end of the dart that you're shooting with the atlatl, it goes into the point, and then the edge of it.
So how do you get back in the...
This is a more traditional atlatl. So it was bone or antler spur, and that's what this is called, is a spur. And then you'd hold it with your fingers, and you throw it.
For what?
So this is used for hunting, or I guess you could use it in warfare too if you needed protection. So basically, here they used to hunt in groups. So they create like a rock or a wood pasture or small kraut that was probably only as big as us right here. And then they would herd animals into it and they could kill them easier. Or they use a blind up in the White Mountains. They'd create a stone blind that they'd sit down in, and when an animal came by, they could stand up and shoot it. Yes.
So is it basically like a weapon for killing animals?
Yes. So this is like a tool to help you kill them. And then you use this. This is actually what goes in the animal.
Whoa.
That's sharp.
This is really sharp, and I've already screwed up some dart. So basically the idea is to use this spur to push the dart through the air, so it makes it go farther.
Can you do it?
And so this sits like this.
Yeah, she can do it far.
And you hold it like this and just throw. So have you thrown a baseball or thrown something at
Yeah.
someone? So same concept. So you want to start back here and go over and flick it. So this motion is what makes it go farther.
Can you do it?
But
Can I go
Yeah,
first?
can you do it?
can I go second?
Okay, so you want to point your tip at the target and you want to keep it pretty flat. And go like that.
Whoa.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, get on the line. You have to stay on. Take it. Stick this part on there. And that in the groove.
I'm late. It's really?
Hold up here. Choke up to here.
You can do this, Eduardo.
Can we use the bow?
I don't have any arrows for the bow, so we don't get to